What's up, Tiger fans? Welcome back to episode 10 of the Street Speak, and I am fired up this week because we just brought home a fourth straight CAA championship in volleyball, and joining us is none other than Fay Bakodimou, who is coming all the way from Athens, Greece. So we're going to jump right into what her story is, how she got here, and all about her life. Fay, thank you for joining us, of course.
Of course.
Talk to us a little bit about growing up in Athens, what your life was like, that beautiful country, and kind of what the culture means to you.
Growing up in Athens was, it was great. I really miss it. Just very carefree compared to the States, I feel like. I have a younger brother, and my parents both, when I was growing up, my parents were both still playing volleyball professionally, so I was like at a gym 24/7 as long as I can remember. We do have a big family, a lot of holidays we would spend with like huge groups of people and stuff, so that's also something I miss. Great food. I do live by the water, which, you know, I do miss that a lot. So the beach was like, 10 minutes away from my house. And yeah, so I started playing volleyball when I was about 10 years old.
Okay.
And then obviously when I got into like middle school and stuff, it would be like more competitive. I've been on 3 different teams. And then when I was in high school, I did get recruited by the youth national team.
Okay.
So I was very busy in high school. I used to do school, club, and national team.
Okay.
So very busy. And then junior year of high school, I did get recruited by Towson. And then I committed, I think, late in that year.
Sure, and I have to ask you about that Greek food. I have a little intel from a couple of my Greek friends. They wanted me to ask you, if the French fries belong on gyros.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
Okay, because I've never had it that way,
No.
but I have to trust the expert.
Yes.
What were some of the reasons that you decided to come here? What was the appeal that really made it feel like home for you?
It was just, well, first of all, when I got recruited, only Don was here,
Okay.
our head coach. So Eric and Kay were here when I got recruited. And then until I actually came to school, they were both gone, obviously, and then we had 2 new assistants, Hutch and Megan. But I think the biggest thing was just through conversation on Zoom and Skype and all that. Don just seemed so excited to have me here, and he just gave me a feeling of like you're wanted, and
Right.
this is a great fit for you. And when he like described the school, it did sound like it would be a great fit for me.
Sure.
So compared to the other schools that I was talking to at the time, that like he made me feel the best out of all of them.
Sure.
And obviously through my own research, which, you know, it can be too extensive when I was in Greece, but I just combined those 2, and I was like, Towson is the best choice for me.
Yeah, sure. And you talked about your parents too, which I wanted to get to, both being professional volleyball
Yes.
players. What did they teach you beyond the game that you still kind of carry with you day in and day out that you really value?
I think they're both very different, even when it comes to like the sport,
Okay.
which is funny. But my dad is a very hard worker, and he did teach me hard work and discipline more than anyone. As long as I can remember, like even like when I would go home and like complain or anything, like one of his biggest things would be like just think about what you can do to
Right.
make things better. My mom, she's kind of my best friend, so even when we would like talk about volleyball or anything else, it would be more of a, I don't know, just a conversation.
Yeah.
And like I do trust her a lot, and she's just my best friend. So anything I want to talk about with her, like I would be very comfortable talking to her.
There you go. And obviously you get here, this is your 5th year, you've won 4 championships. What year is your favorite?
Oh, wow. I think last year was my favorite.
Okay.
The first ring was very special because, you know, it's the first
Right.
ring. And then second one was COVID, so that was not, you know, a long season. So it still means a lot, but it's not, you know,
Right.
the most representative. But last year, I think doing it with the people that I came in here with,
Sure.
and that class that was like all of my best friends and the people that I spent the last 4 years with, that made it really special.
Yeah, and your teammates, obviously, you watch a game and you guys are all so close. And it's almost relaxing. It's like, shouldn't they like be a little bit more like into this? Like they're just winning games and they're so carefree, which I think is a big part of the success. But what other aspects of the success, from your perspective, do you think really has carried you through all these years?
I think that, well, first of all, what you said about, being relaxed and like, getting win after win, you do get kind of like in that habit and in that mindset. And sometimes like we hit that, we get into that space during the season where we say, okay, we can't get comfortable just because we're getting wins, you know what I mean? So you do want to try and get better even though you are getting wins. And for us, it's like, okay, what's the next step? We win regular season, we win the CAA tournament, okay, but like the next step now is the NCAA tournament. So just like constantly trying to strive for more and, keep each other accountable and try to like just be locked in every time you step in the gym.
Yeah, and you've played with some incredible teammates through the years, obviously, that you're pretty close with. From this roster and from rosters in the past, which teammates really amaze you and why? Which ones do you sit back and look at and go, I want to emulate what they do?
I think I personally take a little bit or something from everyone.
Okay. It's a safe answer.
I think it's different when you come in as a freshman,
right,
because that's when like you really look up to like the senior class, because it's such like a big age difference and they do have more experience. So for me, that whole senior class when I came in, I feel like I looked up to them the most.
Right.
So yeah, but I do take something, I think, from everyone.
Yeah, and you can kind of tell because the way your game plays, you have one of the best serves in the country, you have all kinds of kills, all kinds of aces. Which aspect or which skill of the game itself do you think is your favorite? What do you pride yourself the most in being great at?
That's a great question. I think it changes year by year. When I came in here, Don obviously was always like, he would not stop talking about my hitting. Yeah. And like, that was great. But, when the standard gets higher and stuff, like, and like this year, for example, I haven't had one of the best hitting seasons, for example, but I found other ways. Like, now I think my serving is one of my favorite ones. Yeah. I've grown to love passing, even though I used to hate it. But yeah. It changes, I would say.
Yeah, and then you keep getting to the tournament and you have those experiences. I guess every year is a different experience, but what is it like overall to represent Towson, yourself, your country, your family, all those kinds of things when you do get to play in the tournament year after year? What makes it so special?
I think the people and just how you said, like, I feel like we all represent Towson, but we're all so different. And then we represent ourselves and our families and like all the people that support us. I guess just like the fact that we understand that everyone comes from somewhere different and that we all have the same goal, that to me, like a team of 20 people, I think that's what makes it special. Right. Because when it's like game time and when it's tournament time, it's like, okay, like we all have that one same goal, and that's to represent the team.
Yep. And obviously you guys have a wonderful year this year, really running through conference, beating a couple Power Fives. Which game do you think, or which couple sets of games this year do you think really set the tone for how you thought the rest of the year was going to go? When did it kind of click for you guys that, yeah, we got another shot at this?
Definitely winning Pitt, beating Pitt.
Okay.
I have to say that it is one of my favorite games that I've ever played at Towson. Something about beating, or I wouldn't consider ourselves underdogs, but a lot of people might say that, obviously, because we might not be in the top 25 yet, or I don't know, just beating them kind of set the tone for the whole season. And the fact that it was a clean sweep, it was just, I don't know, just unreal. Everyone after the game was just crying and wow, we just did that. So yeah, that's my favorite one.
And your personal life again off the field, because this is an opportunity for people to get to know who you are a little bit better. What are you studying? What have you studied before? Where do you want to go kind of in terms of professional volleyball or the professional world in general? What are you kind of looking at doing after you're all said and done here?
So when I came in, when I came to Towson, I was a bio major, which a lot of people don't know.
Still stressful.
Yeah. So first semester, started out, it was fine, but then when I got to my second semester, I absolutely hated it. So I called Jeff, our advisor, and I was like, I need to get out of this major. So I didn't know exactly what I wanted to get into. I did math and econ, all that. So I went into business.
Okay.
And then after that, after taking a few marketing classes, I decided to a marketing concentration.
Okay.
So I finished my undergrad last December, and I'm now a full-time grad student, and I'm doing marketing intelligence.
Okay.
So after graduating, I plan on going home for a little bit,
Sure.
but I would love to play pro and then soon start like working. I don't know exactly where yet, but I do know that I want to end up in some kind of multinational company.
Sure.
Because I would love to work like in Europe. So yeah.
Awesome, awesome. We appreciate your time. Obviously, we're going to hit you with the final question, the same question every time.
Okay.
What have you done today to make Towson Athletics a better place than it was yesterday?
What have I done? Came to this interview.
There you go. That's it. No, that's the truth. We appreciate you guys. Keep following these guys as they follow into the national tournament. Try to make a difference. Try to make an impact. Represent us. And as we head into all the winter sports, we look forward to your support. See you guys all soon. Thank you again, Faye.
Thank you.
Go Tigers.